low-income family. And you know, my mother will say, Suli, study hard, get good result, go to the U, get a good job, and your life will be great. How many of you have heard your parents telling you this story? Wow, I'm not alone. And you know what? Being a good girl, what did I do? I just follow. Study hard, get good result, go to the U, and I graduated with honors degree in chemistry from National University of Singapore and get a job. And I was an ambitious young lady. I want to climb up the corporate ladder. So I started as a chemist, look, a nerdy little chemist there, and moving my way up to service, engineer, marketing, sales, and in the last job, I was the general manager of an Australian-based company, Orica, maybe you know, yeah. And you know, looking after Asia Pacific. So that's what my life was. Who I was? I climbed up the corporate ladder. I was skillful as a manager, okay, manager. I thought I was a leader, but actually I was a manager, a leader with position power. Anybody of you who have been corporate recognize that? Yes. So, skillful in corporate diplomat, aka politics. Power negotiator, aka negotiate for the next 25% pay rise. And focus on the next big job, focus on salary increasement, bonus, to be headhunted. Sounds familiar? Yeah, so what did I graduate? I majored in go-getting. And so life was great, you know, corporate travel, business class, fancy restaurants, but it's life of trade-off. I had a lot of money, but I earned that in return for time with my family. I was traveling 50% of my time all over the world, seen everywhere, but owning airport, hotel, train station, and offices. Sounds familiar? So it's not my little story, right? Yeah, so, and you know, being in corporate, as I get exposed to upper management, I guess, you know, the stress of P&L delivery, the stress of company politics gets in the way, and of course, the two big numbers starts to go down. Well, I'm very good at P&L, but my own P&L is not so good. Yeah. So it came to a point where after 25 years, I became very, very jaded. And I kind of realized that, you know what? Everybody in corporate is just protecting their own turf. And the biggest culprit is me. So I decided that, you know, I don't like who I have become. I decided to just quit and walk away. Of course, with the blessings from my family and in particular my husband. So having spent 25 years climbing the corporate ladder, going up to the building, realizing that it's the wrong building, when I climbed down, I really don't know what to do. I know very, very sure I'm never going back. I burned the boat. But what's next, I don't know. So it took me 1 year to deliberate and contemplate, deciding what to do myself. And then I realized that I like to be in wellness. Sorry, Pak Budi, I just, you know, went into wellness without thinking about the market or anything, you know. I wish I could have met you earlier. But I went into wellness because I had a bout of near-death experience. Not for today, but if you want to know more, go into my website and my story of near-death experience was there. Because of my near-death experience, I was here today. I'm here today because of what I did in looking after my health. So that's where I decided that I need to go into entrepreneurship because I'm never going back to work anymore. So I created my own company, look good, feel great always. And I had to start to unlearn, relearn, rebrand, and rebuild. So, and I also got into a network business, which the business was focusing on people, And, but you know, 25 years in corporate, it's really ingrained in me, the corporate way, you know. So how do I manage my people corporate way? Like a manager, you know, running my people network business like a P&L. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Yeah, they don't like me, they run away, and I just focus on profit, I focus on cost, and I forgot that it's a people business. So I fell down, flat. So do you have people, or have you had experience falling down, and what do you do? What do we do? Get back up, right? I guess you can choose. I choose to get back up. And so I realized that it's not about me, because for 25 years I was ingrained in me. My job, my bonus, my family, my time. Now I have to start looking at it's not about me. But where do I learn? So I enroll myself into the school where I have great teachers. So these are my great teachers. And these are the materials that I learned from. I wish I could have enrolled into your school, the Papudi, but I didn't know you then. So these were my resources. And I learned, relearn, and I had to empty my cup completely, because everything I thought I knew and I was very successful on didn't help me in my new journey. So I had to empty my cup and really just come from a beginner's mind. There was one big thing I learned from one of the teachers there is about not being me, but about you. About giving you the value. And that's where I choose to be a goalkeeper. And I realized that, you know, from my training, from corporate, from education, I learned to be a human doing. Do. Wake up, what's next to do? Long list to do. Yes? And I forgot that we are actually human being. Who am I being before I do anything? So I choose to be a go-giver. Give first. Give before I ask. Give what? Give value. And my true worth determines by the value I give more than the payment I get. So when I start to recalibrate from that, being who I wish to be, who I want to be, then I can do the things that drives from the being. So now, in the past, my success is based on the money I have, the position title, the 5 C's. Everybody know what the 5 C's are, right? Yes? The promotion, the recognition, the title on my name card, the company I work with. Now I have recalibrated from being, it's more about the peace, the inner peace I have, the joy, the happiness, the love, and who I have helped, who I have impacted, and who I have contributed. So from that starting point, that's where I can begin to climb back up. And by doing that, now I can have all. I can have the money I want because I'm now giving more value, and from that, the money comes. So it's not about giving the money so that I can get the value, but give the value first, and the money will come. And because I'm starting from a better place with peace, love, harmony, that's where the health and the family and the time can flow in. So what I learned is really about choosing who you be, and then it flows. And that's my experience. So moving forward, we are one. Why are we one? Even though, we are dressing differently, we look differently, we come from different countries, we are one because I realized that, look, what is that? A human cell? Do we have that? Do we have that?
Yes.
All of us have. And which means my cell is in your body and your cells are in my body. Is that true? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. So, can I invite everyone to just turn to your neighbor and say, I am you, you are me, we are one, high five. Shall we do that? Turn to your neighbor. I am you, you are me, we are one, high five. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's where I would like to come from. And I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to do that. We are one. We are all human beings. We are all human beings. And I'm so heartened to hear from all of you who are really coming from the same place at all. So I am in a good place. I'm in a good place. Thank you, Elmi, and thank you all of you for contributing into this space. And at this juncture, I cannot end without saying this. I want to acknowledge my husband. He's the one that has been unwavering support. He's been there all the time, and I cannot be who I am without him. So thank you, Michael, my husband, Michael Wong. And I'm supposed to play a video here, but okay, it's a black screen because no video. But before I end, just to introduce my company, I'm running a 60-day program that really helps you to internally rebalance your body so that you can get total health from creating a healthy lifestyle habit. If you want to know more, catch up with me, have conversation, share your story with me as well, because I really love to learn from you. And I want to thank you for your listening and your participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Questions?
Yeah. So
Okay.
because we're sharing, so anyone would like to ask a question to Ms. Suli? Mr. Budi is mine.
Oh, just one question. I think I've been through also like yours, out of the corporate life. Is there any feelings that you like to come back, or there's an urge, there's something that you miss about corporate life?
No, I tell myself I'm not going back. But having heard what you have done for entrepreneurship, it kind of rekindled to me that the element of professionality in terms of how you do the business, the marketing and all that is necessary in all entrepreneurship. So to that question, not going back to corporate as in working for a company, but I do feel that it is necessary what we have in corporate to apply into entrepreneurship. It's necessary. Yes.
My question, Suli, for you is, you said you have fallen down, right? There were ups and downs. The time when you fell down, and for you to want to come back up, what was your motivating factor? What was the motivating factor for you?
I'm a very determined person, so I have created some vision of who I want to become and goals and results I want to achieve out of being in entrepreneurship. So that vision has always been there. And I know that if I fall down, I have to find a way to get up. Because if I fall down and I don't get up, then who am I? I'm just there. So
what's supposed to be wear in this forum? Yeah, for me I always wear batik, yeah. So it's easier for me, yeah. And as also what we mentioned about the trademark, maybe I'm more simpler in the Pak Budi because my trademark is only my hairstyle. That's not really trademark.
Considering you spent hours on
Yes. Today is really my day because nobody had the same hairstyle. So I would like to mention about the Making Indonesia 4.0 because I believe people like all of you here in the room is also very aware about this, our government program at the moment. We are aiming for Indonesia 4.0. That's what we are aiming. That's what the aim for our government. And I don't want to repeat about all the steps and stages because we all knew about it. And we just want to see about how we do it in the local wisdom. So before we go into the metric, my presentation, because I don't know whether it's going to work or not. Hopefully the presentation is going to work. But I just like to introduce myself at the moment, what we are doing. That's all about the things and position that introduced earlier. That was my private business part, sorry, correction, but private part. That will give a wrong assumption. Okay, that's my private business part. And at the moment, I'm more involving into the organization that I believe some of you are also aware. It's an Indonesia Creative Cities Network. So we are an NGO organization that was set up back in 2014. And basically, what we are doing is only we provide a platform for all the quadruple helix plus. We prefer to call it quadruple helix plus probably rather than call it pentahelix, but because we like to put the media part outside of the game. So it's just only academician, business, community, government is the quadruple helix, and media will be outside of the courtyard to control the game and become the balancing. So this ICCN, we call it by ICCN, is already in the 178 cities from about, nowadays we have, if I'm not, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it's supposed to be, the number is supposed to be 527 or 28 cities in Indonesia. So we are already in the big cities, and that's our members. And we have our meeting annually. I would like to invite everybody for our next meeting in Yogyakarta, 15 until 20 of October. So last meeting it was in Makassar. It was attending by about 6,000 something. Because as usual, when it comes, when one city came, they always bring the quadruple helix element. It also consists of academies, business, community, and government. And as we know, the community is always the biggest part. So it's really, really a big party at that time. So I would like to invite everybody to join for our next event. And what I'm trying to pass to all of us here, so regarding about the local wisdom that I mentioned. Sorry to trouble you because, yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the process that we are doing at the moment. I'm not so sure why it was in Indonesia yet. It's supposed to be in English, but what we are doing to provide, what we're doing to assist at the moment is supposed to be that kind of, we have a very urban village, it's very poor village in central Java. The village called by Bulu, it's near Sukoharjo, and there's no more youngsters there because it's all the youngsters already left the village. So it's only left the woman, the old people, the senior citizen, and also the young citizen. I think that's what the effect of what you mentioned about the demographic bonus. Yeah. So everybody, all the younger age group of people migrate to big cities, and this village become the most poorest village in the central Java. So we try to adapt this village, and then we try to make we try to map what's still left in there. And fortunately, we found that back in 15th centuries, so we have the very big batik coloring in that village. So if you are aware about one of the very famous channel, National Geographic, I believe you all aware about that. But one of the programs
Consumers who love this kind of process because the value that is embedded in the process and how we develop the people and the mission is a story that you can really build and sell. And I'm sure that I'd love to see this. I'd love to be able to look at it. And
you are invited.
okay. But I think there's a lot of potential. So I think I'm just commenting what you're trying to do. I don't know this, so this is the first time I know about this, because there's a lot of our entrepreneurs who I ask them also to use now natural colorings because of the future is more like organics, natural things. So trying to find this kind of things, hopefully that is also not so high in terms of cost, because there's always an issue about these types of businesses. But if you can find ways to make it more efficient, so it's more available to a more common entrepreneurs, that will be lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the input, Pak Budi. So I believe that's a very good, valuable input. So I don't need to comment because there's more into input. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. It's quite interesting. I suppose something that just came to me, particularly from someone that visits Indonesia a lot, but not here, and coming from Australia, unfortunately, all we ever hear about in Indonesia is Bali and bad things, and which is stupid and unfortunate. To what extent do you think there is opportunities for businesses like this, community-based businesses, where it's almost like no person left behind? Just because you're old, just because you live in a village, doesn't mean that you can't be an entrepreneur. We often have this viewpoint, oh, an entrepreneur is a young person, or someone like Sulu, a corporate refugee. It's like, but that person that may not have a great education, they've had a very simple life in the village, but there's still an opportunity. But to what extent can we push this outside the borders of Indonesia? You have a great opportunity that you have a huge local market which you can fill, but there's an even bigger global market which you can fill. So what sort of opportunities do you think exist for these more community-based things? And as Pak Budi said, people are caring more about where their products came from. And I think it's great that you can get to meet the people that made your shirt or dyed the fabric. That's an extra $20, $30, $40, $50 on the price of that shirt in reality, because we have that emotional connection to it. So it's interesting to hear.
Thank you very much.
Steve.
Steve, thank you very much. Yeah. Last time when I was in the college, I also called as Steve, fortunately. So we share the same name. Because my surname is too long, Setiawan, and it's very difficult Setiawan. You're very good, Actually, if you're saying about pushing out of the boundaries, first of all, I would like to comment about your appreciation. Actually, it just beginner luck, if I may say, because once the project was set up, actually, it's not. We don't have any real plan at that time. So our organization, ICCN, we just try to do the mapping, and then we try to help the most needy cities in Indonesia. Yeah, and we try to we decide to take the worst one at that time because we thought that if it's failed, at least it cannot be any worse, yeah, because it's the worst one. That's exactly, you stolen the word from my mouth, yeah. Yeah, it cannot be that worse than this, yeah. So that's why we end up with this project. So, and then that's for the appreciation, and then also for the product itself, when I mentioned that it can be exported to Europe, some European countries, and America, Southern Korea, and Japan, it's more into the border, that not just for the garment. So it's not just for, because there's natural dyes that can be, yeah, it can be applied to the food, and that can be applied to the garment, and also applied to the coating and polishing the furniture. Yeah, so actually the market is very wide. But of course we need the support about when we are entering such kind of area, go out of the border, we are going out of the border, we need such kind like to have some certification, yeah, about the product. So that's what we are helping them at the moment to fulfill all the certification that they need. Because when we went to European countries.
Okay. No, because they're chill only. I need this chair. I will tell you later my secret why I need this chair. For emergency. Thank you Pak Budi, Suli, Steve, and all of them talk about technical experience, about the batik, the natural color. That's why I wear the green tie. I advocate to save the world. Yeah, seriously. I'm 4 times I go to the jungle, meet orang asli, meet them and talk to them. Keep remind whatever you have in your life, because don't follow. Modern is okay, but keep remind whatever you have, more better. Right? Okay. Number 2, I need this one because sometimes I need to read to my notes. I'm not good in to remember what I want to talk. Sometimes I want to talk something, I will say something else. Okay? Forgive me about this. Okay. Then I will put this at here. That's my secret. Number 2, I have a very bad food stomach problem. Sometimes I need to sit. I hope you sorry me for that. Okay. I want to see. Okay. My name is Chef Almi. I'm a food designer. So I use as a chef, flavor is very important to us, right? Yes. That's me. Chef Almi, my experience, I'm going to talk about flavor your dream. I would like to share my story with you. My first time come in Batam at 1993. That was can see. It was 25 years ago. I had a chance to travel around the world, 25 countries in the world, at 7 years. 35 years ago, Batam Island is just a small city, but today Batam Island become one of the most important city in ASEAN region. I'm honored to stand at here in front of startup, business owner, and entrepreneur at here in the hall. So give a round of applause to you all. Please. Hi, my name is Chef Almi. I'm from Malaysia. Working in F&B industry is a hard job. Sometimes we have this group for my left and my right hand side, my left hand side, and the middle. So we divide to 3 groups. We try for this side. Yes or yes?
Yes, chef.
Okay. Left hand side. Yes or yes?
Yes, chef.
Yeah, you want to do this. In the middle. Yes or yes?
Yes,
See? Yes or yes?
chef.
Yes or yes?
Yes, chef.
Yes or yes?
Yes, chef.
Let's all do it together. Yes or yes?
Yes, chef.
Thank you. Have a seat. Give a round of applause to you. It's a flavor. L is a love. A is adventurous. V, variety. O, organized. U, unique. R, definitely is for recipes. Let me start the word F. F is a flavor. Flavor your dream. Dream is free, right? Yes or yes?
Yes.
You are right. You give me energy actually. And nobody can say no to your dream, right?
Yes.
Thank you. And nobody can say no to your dream, right?
Yes.
Thank you. So live your dream. My first dream to open a restaurant at my age 18 years old. At my age 30 years old, I quit my job to chase to open my first restaurant. When I opened the first restaurant, I think to open the first restaurant is easy. What you need just a plate, table, glass, spoon. What else? That's all right. But actually, we need more than that. So I can't remember. Need to see my nota. Because of my experience, today I can do consultation to open a F&B restaurant. Today I also an entrepreneur to bring the same flavor to my business world. Today I am a frozen food manufacturer. Today I am also a printer. In past of 18 years, I opened and closed up to 50 F&B outlet restaurant. I need water. Is good be true, right? This is my first. Actually, this is like they call it Bazaar Ramadan. This is my first restaurant that I mean. It's small. Like Pak Budi say, you have to dream big, but you start small, right?
That's right.
Yes or yes?
Yes.
Thank you. L is stand for love. Love what you do before you love what you do before you do what you love is very important, because when you love what you do, definitely you do with passion. When you love what you do with passion, then personally you will develop a likable factor. And again, when you love what you do, you do with passion, and you have a likable factor, people like to talk to you. When people like to talk to you, then people will trust you. When people trust you, opportunity will come. What the opportunity will come, people will make a business with you. Right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. A, adventurous.
Which camera?
Camera.
Which camera? That one. Alright. So everybody smile. Say cheese! Cheese! Alright. Yeah. And open up your mouth and say Batam! Okay, so your hand. Your hand like this. Boomerang yet? Okay, raise up your hand and say yes, chef! Yes, chef! Instagram, boomerang. Boomerang.